We're running out of time. My life is running out of lifespan.
What is up, YouTube? Oh my gosh, I forgot to pop the chat out. Let's see. You might pop out chat. Get the chat going. Hopefully we got some folks jumping in here with us soon for episode number 181. Ty to Raider. Ta-da! Raider, what's up, Ty? Glad to see you, buddy. And yeah, man, we're getting ready to jump off with episode number 181. Just you and me, Ty. You in the chat, me in the fan cave. Like, this might be it, man. We might just have to sit here and chat back and forth while I read your email. Yeah, because Mosh and Swaggo aren't here tonight. So just a little podcast selfie going on here. We'll give it a couple minutes, man. Wait for a few more folks to jump in, and then we will get started with this episode of Raiders Fan Radio. I love it. Ty says, let's do it, man. Right on. Good deal, man. So it's kind of nice having the bye week after we beat the Chiefs, because now we get to celebrate this stuff twice. Hey, what's up, Matthew Mangus? Or is it Daniel? The controversy. Big Easy. What's up, Big Easy? Glad to see you in there, buddy. What's up, Raider Tommy? What's up, Mark Rivera? Appreciate everybody jumping in and joining us in the chat. All right, let's go ahead and kick it off with this episode number 181 of Raiders Fan Radio. Let me hit all these. I got to hit all these buttons tonight myself.
Just press the damn button, nerd.
Wait. Okay, so I got to hit that one, and now I hit this one.
Oakland, LA, Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murph's Man Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, a leaping pass, touchdown!
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, time running down. Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play.
Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
What is up, Raider Nation? Your buddy Murph back once again for what I hope to be a fabulous or fantastic, not fabulous. Where do you get fabulous from? Fantastic episode of Raiders Fan Radio, episode number 181 of Raiders Fan Radio, coming to you live from Murph's Fan Cave. Appreciate all of you joining us here in the Fan Cave tonight, because yeah, it's just you and me tonight. There we go. Yeah, just you and me. The legendary Uncle Mosh is not in with us tonight.
Uncle Mosh, you're the smartest man alive.
Yes, he definitely is. And so he's not here tonight as he's got some work stuff to attend to. Swaggo is on dad duty tonight. So it's just me. So you're getting the podcast selfie here for number 181. And, normally I'm not a podcast selfie kind of guy. But here's the thing. So your emails are awesome. Leftover, the ones that we didn't get to last week, plus the ones we got this week. Your voicemails are awesome. The ones that we didn't get to last week, and we got more this week. The chat room is the best chat room in all of Raider Nation. And so anyways, so it's just me doing a podcast selfie, but really it's me and you. So appreciate you joining us, or joining me tonight here in the Fan Cave for episode 181. As I mentioned, the chat room, it's the best chat room in all of Raider Nation. Ty to Raider is in there. Matthew Mangus is in there. Raider Tommy, Mark Rivera, Matthew, Big Easy, Michelle Sweat. What's up, Michelle Sweat? Chevy Silver Raider. Lizette Ramiro is in there. Who else am I missing here? Chris Rubio is in there. Jesus Alvarez is in there. Appreciate all of you joining us here. And if you want to join each and every week on Wednesday night at 6 o'clock Central Time, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, you can go to youtube.com.
America, go to the YouTube right now.
youtube.com/Murph's Fan Cave, and jump in with all those amazing folks and interact with us during the show. This podcast is not about us just sitting behind microphones and hollering opinions at you. We want to hear your opinion. This is all about Raider Nation. That's why it's called Raiders Fan Radio. We want to hear from you. We want the feedback. We want the interaction. And the best place to do that is in the chat room each and every week. So I mentioned you can follow us or subscribe to us on the YouTube. If you're not, please hit that button, hit that thumbs up, hit the bell as the kids say, and subscribe to us and never miss a live episode of Raiders Fan Radio. Or if you're an audio listener, you can hear us on any podcast service just by just by searching Murph's Fan Cave. That's MURFS Fan Cave on any podcast service. That's Apple, Google, Stitcher, iTunes. Wait, iTunes? I already said iTunes. iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. We're all over the place, man. Ask your Alexa. Your Alexa will play Raiders Fan. Oh, I shouldn't have said the A word. Ask your Amazon doohickey, because if I say that A word too loud, then all your Alexas are now, I said it again, all the things are lighting up. It would be like if I said, okay, and then the G word, if you have one of those devices. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. We're out there anywhere that you can find us. If you are an audio listener, I'm sure you've noticed that we have a lot of ads in our show lately. That's not me. I promise you that's not us. If it were up to us, we would do every single show ad-free. The service that handles our podcast for us, and graciously, they host us for free. It doesn't, it's basically they sponsored the show, but they insert ads and they give us a little bit of control where we put ads, but it's way more than I would like you to have. So unfortunately, if you're an audio only listener, you got to put up a little bit more ads than you're used to. I try to space them out and try to make it so it's listenable and doesn't totally interrupt the flow of the show. But if you want to hear it ad free, you can always go to YouTube. The show gets uploaded clean to YouTube to go along with the live stream that we do each and every Wednesday. So appreciate you supporting us in that way by hitting the likes, hitting the subscribes, give us a review, do all that good stuff, please, and support what we're doing here in Murph's Fan Cave. So the reason that I ask for that support is that we're trying to do some good in the world. And what we're doing is by any of the support that you give us, whether that's through subscribing, through helping us promote the show, but also any of the donations that you give to us, we're giving all of that money away. And we give it away via the One Nation Foundation. And you can go to onenationfoundation.net and you can donate there. And we've got a very special first round of donations that we're doing that we started this last week. I'm going to get to that in a minute when we get to the respect segment. So stay tuned there, but just know this, that onenationfoundation.net, any of the money that we make here in Raiders Fan Radio, Murph's Fan Cave, we give it 100% all away. All right. So we appreciate that. Appreciate your support as always. Let me go ahead and hit an ID here and then we will jump into episode number 181.
What's up, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Will Compton. You're listening to Raiders Fan Radio with my boys Murph, Swaggy Jeff, and Uncle Mosh. Tune in because they fucking put out a banger podcast.
All right. Appreciate you again joining us here for episode number 181 of Raiders Fan Radio. Now, here in Raiders Fan Radio, we always tie our episode number back to something significant within Raider Nation. And our buddy Swag Jeff does that.
Murph, Swag Jeff, and who's the third guy?
That's me, Swag Jeff, and Uncle Mosh normally. So Swag Jeff, Swag Jeff handles the episode number for us each and every week. So we take that number, find something significant in Raider Nation, and apply it there. So this week we are at episode number 181, and Swaggo sent this in to us tonight. He says 181, 240 games in silver and black. 1,070 receptions, 14,734 yards, 99 touchdowns, 61.4 average yards per game, and 50 rushes for 190 yards and a touchdown. So why does that all equate to 181? Because there's only one 81, and that's Tim Brown.
Uncle Mosh, you're the smartest man alive.
I hit the wrong button. I meant to hit this one.
Hey, Raider Nation. This is Max Crosby from the Oakland Raiders.
And goes down, and Max Crosby, who forced a fumble last week.
You're listening to Murph, Mosh, and Swag Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio. Thank you so much. Just win, baby.
I got to hit all the buttons tonight myself.
Just press the damn button, nerd.
I'm trying. There's a lot of buttons to push. This is the downside of having the podcast selfie, is that although it's fun hanging out with all of you, and I appreciate you joining us once again, but it's hard to do it when I'm missing my co-producers here in the fan cave. But anyways, all right, let's jump into some show. And let me shout out the chat one more time. Matthew Mangus, Michelle Sweat, Daniel Mangus. One guy sharing a keyboard, two guys, I don't know. One guy, two computers. I don't know what's going on over there with the main guy. We're just kidding, guys. You know we love you. Daniel and Matthew Mangus, the only made twins in Raiders fan radio. Michelle Sweat's in there. Ron, the Raiders in there. What's up, Ron? Raider Jeff. His name is Raider Jeff. I don't know which Raider Jeff. There's 17,000 Raider Jeffs. But appreciate you, Raider Jeff. Big Easy's in there. Kilyadas. Chris Rubio is in there. Appreciate it. Dakota Raider. What's up, Dakota Raider? Been a minute since we heard from you, man. Good to see you in the chat tonight. Title Raider is in there. I appreciate you joining us live for this episode, number 181. All right. Get a breath. So at the top of the show, we like to do respect. We don't do props. We don't do shout-outs. Nothing wrong with those things. But, oh my gosh, I got to stop. Big Easy, thank you for just that super chat just now. Speaking of respect, Big Easy just gave us $10 in the super chat. Thank you very much, my friend. That is much, much appreciated. And that money will go straight to the One Nation Foundation. And that money is going to go to a fabulous cause. And I can't wait to tell you about what the cause that we're the first one that we're giving to. We're already off to a great start, and that's what we're going to give to tonight. And that's in this respect segment. Thank you, Big Easy. So we don't do props. We don't do shout outs. We like to give respect. And so we're going to give respect tonight to Kenny King Jr.'s mom, Allison King. Now, the King family is this is about as made in Raider Nation as you can get. Of course, Kenny King Sr. played for the Raiders from 1980 to 85. He won 2 Super Bowls, 15 and 18. For those of you younger fans that don't know who Kenny King is, or for those of you that just need a refresher, this is the guy that caught the 80-yard touchdown pass from Jim Plunkett. Jim Plunkett rolls out, kind of scrambles out, throws a pass. I forget how, not too terribly far downfield, but then Kenny took off with it and just charged down the sidelines and really helped set the tone for that Raiders' second Super Bowl victory. So Kenny King Sr., one of the all-time Super Bowl legends in terms of the Raiders. And so his son, Kenny, is, one of Cody's co-hosts, our buddy Raider Cody, and has his own YouTube channel and whatnot, and definitely carrying that Raider flag still. Well, his mom is now dealing with another cancer battle. She had a cancer battle a few years ago. It's come back. She's had to deal with this again. And there's a GoFundMe set up for his mom. Her name is Allison. So Allison King, much respect to you in your bravery during your fight, and us here at Raiders Fan Radio and Murph's Fan Cave and all of the One Nation Foundation, Cody as well. And really this was Cody's brainchild to begin with. We got your back. And 100% of the money that we raised between just a couple days ago and October 26th, 100% of that is going to go to Allison King and her GoFundMe. And I'm proud to say that we're already almost $800 tonight, as of tonight, when the last time that I looked. And so my goal, just short term, I'd like to see that get over $1,000. And we're going to give all that to Allison King as she has to deal with this new cancer battle that she's having to deal with. So much respect to her, much respect to all of you that have contributed already. Thank you for that. And let's keep that thing going, and let's get it into 4 figures so we can make a big contribution on behalf of Raiders Fan Radio and the One Nation Foundation. That's our first big donation that we're making with it. Also, more sad news here. We lost a Raider today. Raider and priest Mario Henderson. Mario played from 2007 to 2010. Young man. He's only like 35. He passed away. If you remember Mario, he was drafted in the 3rd round, and he was drafted to replace Kwame Harris. You guys remember that? Kwame Harris was like a walking freaking false start, man. And they Raiders drafted Henderson, and Henderson was plugged into that role and played for 4 years and started over there at left tackle. And then I got one more for you, one more bit of respect. We're going to end on a high note with a little bit of humor, because that's how we roll around here. We do a little thing every once in a while. We call it Tweet of the Week. This is respect/Tweet of the Week, because it's Tweet of the Week because it's funny, but I got a lot of respect for this guy because I like this guy as a Raider, relatively new Raider. I'm talking about Dayton Jones. For those of you that are familiar with him, it was like his Packers career. Been in the league a long time. And he's now playing on the practice squad for the Raiders. Raiders signed him to the practice squad. But a veteran. And I didn't realize what a funny guy he was. I didn't really know much about him until he became a Raider. But anyway, so he's on Twitter, and this is why he's the tweet of the week, okay? You ready for this? This is funny. So Dayton Jones tweets this out. I've been stopped playing for money. I'm playing for my respect, and I want mine too. Okay, fair enough. Well, Maurice Hurst Jr., his line teammate, goes to Twitter, and he says, let me hold some cheddar. Or puts the cheese emoji anyways, right? He is let me hold some. But then no, here's where Dayton Jones gets tweet of the week, because he comes back with this. I'm broke, big dog. Let me wash your car after weights. It's so funny, man. I love this guy. I love Dayton Jones. So much respect to you, Dayton Jones. And yeah, there's your tweet of the week.
What's up, everyone? This is Maurice Hurst with the Las Vegas Raiders, and you're listening to Raiders Fan Radio with Murph, Mosh, and Swag Jeff. Just win, baby. Thanks.
All right, appreciate you joining us in the chat tonight. Speaking of the chat, another super chat. Matthew Mangus, man, another $10 coming from Matthew. Thank you very, very much, my friend. We appreciate you for doing that. And 100% of that money is going to go to Allison King, to the GoFundMe there for her cancer battle. And we appreciate those super chats. And if you want to give directly, you can go to One Nation Foundation. And Daniel Mangus, my gosh, I love this. The Mangus brothers competing over there. Daniel Mangus sends $15 via super chat. Thank you very much. This was a completely unexpected surprise, guys. Like, this happened last week. I'm blown away by your all's generosity. And if you can give, great. If you can't give, please just be in the chat and live in this rate. This is not, we will never lobby you for money. But if you are in a position to give, what a great cause to give to Allison through One Nation Foundation. So thank you, Daniel Mangus, man. $15 right there. That's right on, dude. That's amazing. Okay, let me shout out some of the other chat folks in there. Of course, the Manguses are in there. Dakota Raider, Eli Gamer, that new to the chat room as far as my eyes go. I appreciate you joining us tonight. Kill Jadis is in there. Michelle Sweat's in there, and Big Easy's in there. Appreciate all of you joining us. Of course, Ron the Materade holding it down. EDP's Toilet. That's a new one. I dig that, man. Another Raider Jeff is in there, and so I appreciate you joining us for episode 181. All right, so another segment that we do around here once in a while is called Raiders in Pop Culture. Now, for those of you that don't know, of course, I'm a big Raiders fan, clearly. Just look at my freaking bonus room here. But I'm also a big pop culture junkie, man. I love music, love rock and roll, love movie genres. I love, you pick it, gaming. Like, I'm into all the, like, pop culture-y kind of stuff. And so we like to feature a segment called Raiders and Pop Culture. Normally this is where like the Raiders make an appearance like on a TV show or in a song or in a comic or whatever. And we'll feature that, or in a movie, whatever. This time we're going to call this Pop Culture in the Raiders. So a little bit on its head tonight, because one Derek Carr, the guy that just beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City, much respect to DC. Derek Carr's been calling some really fun calls at the line of scrimmage this year. He's had all kinds of like crazy calls when he gets up there, right? Like you know what I'm talking about. A quarterback approaches the line of scrimmage and they're hollering out, whatever. You hear Carr all the time saying, "We're good, we're good." You hear that a lot. Well, when things aren't good, these are the kind of things that Derek Carr is now saying.
Springsteen, Nolan Ryan, Clayton Kershaw, Cindy Gruden, Tiger Woods, hey, Seattle, Lions, Clayton Kershaw, hey, let's go Mickelson, Oscar, New York, Mark Davis, Boston, Springsteen, Nolan Ryan, hey, Clayton Kershaw.
All right, so a lot of sports references in there. You heard Clayton Kershaw. What else? You heard Phil Mickelson in there, but heard some city references. You hear Boston in there, but here Bruce Springsteen is in there. Pretty funny, man. I'm gonna play it one more time. Check this out.
Springsteen, Nolan Ryan, hey, Clayton Kershaw, Cindy Cindy Gruden, Tiger Woods. Hey, Seattle. Lions. Clayton Kershaw. Hey, let's go Mickelson. Oscar, New York. Mark Davis, Boston. Mark Davis, Boston. Springsteen. Rihanna, Nolan Ryan. Hey, Clayton Kershaw.
Mark Davis is in there. Cindy Gruden makes an appearance. Like, man, too funny, man. So good stuff there. So a little bit of pop culture in the Raiders. And, all right, so good stuff from DC. And let me shout out the chat one more time because, this is amazing. And then we're going to get into the Sea of Fans mailbag. Aaron, the Q-Dog Raider, the Capo, with a 1911 donation to the One Nation Foundation, again, going to help Allison King and her cancer battle. Thank you, Aaron, the Q-Dog Raider. That is amazing. My City, My Game. That's a new name to me. I don't know My City, My Game. Thank you for joining us in the chat room tonight. Thank you for your donation, and thank you all of you that are in the chat tonight and all these donations. I'm just floored by your generosity. Thank you so much. We appreciate each and every one of you. And this is all going to go to just such a wonderful cause. And as we back our family, when we say this Raider Nation thing is family, that is no joke, right? All right, let's go ahead and jump into the Sea of Fans mailbag. Once I find the button, I got to find these buttons, man. It takes me a minute.
Just press the damn button, nerd.
I'm trying.
He is fading, looking. He's under the gun. He's tied. He throws. It is. He caught it.
All right, so the best part of this show is hearing from you. More of you and less of us is a good thing. And you can contact this show one of two ways, actually one of three ways, really, because you can join the chat by going to the YouTubes. That is at youtube.com/Murph's Fan Cave, and jump in the chat live each and every week. And I know we got a lot of folks even that don't even like type in the chat. We just got a lot of folks that join into it, like my boo, Max. She's always lurking around there in the chat. We got a lot of folks that do that. So for those of you that aren't in there tonight via typing and communicating, thank you for jumping in and joining us and watching us live here at youtube.com/Murph's Fan Cave. So that's the first way you can join us. The second way is you can email the show, which is a show. What a concept. Show at RaidersFanRadio.com, and send us your emails there, and we will read those on the show. If we read your email an indefinite amount of times, you become a made man or a made woman. And then you can also, the last way is to call us, is 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346. Call the Raiders Fan Radio hotline. Give us your hot take. Let us know what you think about I got a lot of Derek Carr comments this week. I can tell you that, especially after the Sad Sack episode and one too many Aloha corners, apparently, for some of Raider Nation's taste. But hey, man, we just like to have fun around here. So keep that feedback coming, because we're going to feature it all, man. Even the one, it's not my goal to get people to agree with me. I love to hear the alternate opinions and the other feedback. Keep it coming, and there's a few tonight, and that will make for some fun conversation. So appreciate you joining us that way. All right, so let's get into the emails. First one I've got is from the Potty Mouth Mangus. Some of these Manguses, man, they got potty mouth. All right, so I'm about to censor the email here. Dear RFR, first things first, I have to get this off my chest. FKC and I'm censoring. He's got the full spell of the Monty here. FKC and all their defensive players talking crap. Carr dropped bombs on them for 347 yards and not one, not two, but 3 touchdowns. I hope this game humbled the Chiefs and lets them know that the days of smacking us around are over. Preach. KC, you went down, and you went down hard. Now, on to my thoughts. I thought the D-line turned in the best game of the season with no Hurst and no Collins. Which, speaking of that, we signed David Irving. Capo's going to get to that later, so we'll save that discussion. But interesting moves being made on the defensive line. Where am I at? The D-line turned the best game of the season. No Hurst or Collins. They stepped up and shut down Kermit the Frog. It was great to see Max get another sack, and Cleveland Farrell.
F to the E to the R to the R to the E to the L to the L. It ain't Farrell.
Played great as well. Yes, he didn't record a sack, but he was making Kermit the Frog uncomfortable all game long with pressure. And that pressure led to the interception that put the final nail in the KC coffin. Also, welcome back Henry Ruggs III. Only 2 catches, but 118 don't lie. He also mossed that KC defender. Yeah, he did, right off the dude's dome. That was beautiful. Mossed that KC defender and lit another on fire for his first of many touchdowns in the silver and black. Shout out Nelson Aguilar, who's been hands down the biggest surprise of our free agents. Amen. I agree. All he does is catch touchdowns, and I love it. Anyway, this is the True Mengus twins signing off. Yours truly, Daniel Mengus, proud made man. Excuse me, goodness. A proud made man, 2019 Gemini Man Award winner. P.S. Hey, Murph, I got some bars for your rap. FKC, F Kermit the Frog, QB. F their obnoxious fan base, and if you were on the experts who doubted us, then F you too. For Raider Nation, by Raider Nation, peace. Gosh, Daniel feeling himself this week, man. I got the potty mouth going. Like, okay, I appreciate the passion, my man. But clean it up for me so I can read them verbatim. All right, good stuff there, man, from Daniel. So, all right, not to be outdone, Matthew Mengus. Matthew, appreciate you emailing us this week at show@RaidersFanRadio.com. Hello, RFR family. We did it. We finally did it. We beat Kansas City in Kansas City. I'm so proud of my team for the resilience and fight they show on Sunday. It felt good to finally get the monkey off our backs, and now we got 2 weeks to soak up the win, and it's on to Tampa Bay. Isn't that beautiful? Like, what a beautiful thing. We got the Chiefs victory on the bye week. So we get to just like relish in this. We get to have like a 2-week victory celebration. This is beautiful. Let us be our Super Bowl. Let's go ahead and get back after it, Raiders. But this is really nice to relish it a little bit. This fans is beautiful. Hopefully when we welcome Tom Brady, we will be near or at full strength. I finally look forward to Murph's victory rap. I hope it was worth the wait. I hope so too, man. I was way out of my wheelhouse. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was fun though, I gotta admit. As much as it was out of my wheelhouse, it was a lot of fun. I got a lot of wonderful feedback on the rap. Thank you guys very much for supporting, because I know it's not good. So thank you for being so kind and supporting that silliness that I did. Stay safe and healthy, Raider Nation. Wear a mask. Don't forget to vote on November 3rd. Yours truly, Matthew Mengus, proud made man, 2020 Gemini Award winner. And he goes all potty mouth like his brother. P.S. FKC and F their Kermit the Frog lookalike quarterback. All right, good stuff there. Menguses, you guys rock. Menguses are in the chat tonight. You guys are the best. Let's see here. Beautiful. Cody just dropped an update in the chat. Thank you, Raider Cody, for joining us in the chat. Update. We've hit $1,000 on our first campaign for Kenny's mom. Let's go. Let's freaking go, Raider Nation. That's what I'm talking about, man. That is beautiful. Gosh, we've raised $1,000 already, and we've still got a few days to go. We're going to let this thing run all the way to October 26th. And so thank you, Raider Nation, for supporting us and One Nation Foundation, and, of course, Allison King and her battle. So appreciate that. Appreciate the chat room, as always. Swaggo just jumped in there, man. So if you need a little dose of swag, Jeff, jump in the chat, man. Check out Swaggo in there. We miss you tonight, Swaggo, but look forward to getting you back next week. All right. All right, another email. Here we go. Yo, what's up, Murph, Swaggy, and the one and only Uncle Mosh. Just wanted to take a victory lap since Queen has been... I just wanted to take a victory lap since Queen has... I can tell I don't proofread these. I just grab them and go. I just wanted to take a victory lap since Queen has been stuck in my head for a week. We are the champions. But seriously, I hate the Queefs. I guess they didn't take their loss well and decided to pick up Shady. Like, that's going to make a difference. I know, right? Like, they picked up Le'Veon Bell. Like, I don't know, man. I don't think that's going to make that big of it. I was surprised. I think Le'Veon's going for the idea that they're the best team in football. Like, I think that's it's not a cash grab. It's more like a relevance grab kind of thing. Like, I don't see it, man. Strategically, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not Andy Reid. I've never won a Super Bowl. But, like, X's and O's wise, like, does it make a ton of sense? It's not like Clyde Edwards-Helaire is, like, a chump or something. Like, the rookie is freaking balling out. So, maybe just depth. I mean, pass catching ability. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, he's cheap, because the Jets took all of his contracts. So, I don't know. But that's an interesting move there, them signing Le'Veon. Maybe they heard LL Cool J Murph, or maybe they heard LL Cool Murph drop a banger. Hey, there we go. Thanks, man. Now it's time to get back to business. We got the hard part of the schedule out of the way, and we can drop the ball, and we can't drop the ball now because the AFC is very tough. I guarantee it's going to be a team that, I guarantee there's going to be a team that won't make the playoffs with a winning record. I agree. In the meantime, the NFC East has a first place team with 2 wins. Like, come on, man. Like, shouldn't there be some sort of like, I don't know. That's a whole discussion to get into, Raider Nation. But like, seriously, like, you got a team that's going to win like 6 games and they're going to host a playoff game. You would think at a minimum, like, fine, give them a playoff berth because they won their division, but shouldn't they automatically be a wild card? Like, what the hell did the Dallas Cowboys do to deserve hosting a playoff game? Or that freaking Ginger Carson Wentz? Or like, I don't know, anybody. Like, come on, man. Like, because it's going to be those two because the freaking, Washington football team and the Giants can't win a football game unless they're playing each other. Like, ridiculous, man. That division is trash. That is trash. You want to see trash? You want to see dumpster fire? All right. I digress. All right. I guarantee it's going to be a team that won't make the playoffs with a winning record. Even though they beat us, I'm going to be a Bills fan today, so let me hear you shout. I was too, brother. Damn. Josh Allen, you thought he was past that whole accuracy thing that he's been so criticized for, but apparently he hasn't, and he's not because, man, if we needed you to be accurate one game, Josh Allen was that game. Anyways, I keep inserting my own opinion. I'll shut up. Read your email. Where am I at? Okay. Also, I have a request. After we hand it to old Tampa Tom, can we maybe hear Uncle Mosh in his Monster Mash remix? My neighbors would love it. Anyways, everybody go vote. I don't care who you vote for. It's your choice, but you can't complain about the outcome if you don't vote. Amen, brother. Remember that your local elections will have a bigger impact on your life than you realize. I totally agree. Pay attention to all the propositions in your state and counties. Be safe, respect one another, no matter political, religious, or ethnicity. Love your neighbor, unless they're a Queefs fan. Signed, Ty. Ta-da! Raider. Absolutely. Good stuff there, Ty. All right, so on the Monster Mosh, absolutely. Next week will be our Halloween episode. It's funny, like Mosh and I have done like full dress ups, like decorated the fan cave, spider webs, and like if you see the Bussin' with the Boys guys, I'm not saying they lifted the idea, but we decorated the fan cave with that whole Spooktober thing and did that whole thing. And like 8 of you watched. So I don't know if we're going to do a crazy Halloween thing or not. I'm sure Jeff will dress up like Mariota. Mosh will dress up like, I don't know, whoever makes the donuts in the morning or whatever. And then I don't know what I'll do either. I don't know. I can't like do my hair fun and be Al Davis or something. So like, I don't know what I'll do, but anyway, we'll play the Monster Mash, for sure, next week. All right. One more to get to in the emails and then we'll jump into the voicemails. Ron watched. Thank you, Ron. That was one guy. So Ron and 7 people, and I'm sure 4 of them lived in his house. Because yeah, like seriously, like we did it. We went all out. Like I did like Diablo from Suicide Squad, like did the whole thing. It was on point too. I thought the makeup was freaking killer. Like it was all dark in here. We had skulls and spider webs and all this stuff. And Mosh was like this old wizard. And he had this skull over here that's sitting to this thing. It's still here. He left it here because he was like, this skull thing, he had the skull thing sitting there, he had this big staff and like, it was all gnarly, this cloak and stuff, and he was looking all cool. And Ron and his family watched. And thank you, Ron, by the way, for that. I'm not being dismissive of you and your family watching our Halloween episode, but no one else did. All right, maybe I'll tell you what, if we hear that you want us to do a full-on Halloween thing, then we'll do it. We'll do it up like we did that one time. But you got to join in. I want to see like pictures of you guys and stuff, like not just us, more of you, less of us. So let's see your costumes and all that. All right, here we go. One more email. Evening, fellas. Hope you're all well. So that was the bye week. It's been quiet. It's been calm. The smile on my face since the win against the Muppets of Missouri has now started to disappear. I'm now ready for more football. Time off has allowed us to pause and take stock of where we are and where we hope to be in the coming weeks. Hopefully our injury list will be reduced drastically and we may be back to something close to full strength. Yeah, until Trent Brown sent the whole offensive line home with the COVID. First off, I hope Trent Brown is healthy. I hope he doesn't have COVID. I hope he was exposed to somebody with the COVID, and this is precautionary. I hope he was wearing his mask and being responsible and socially distancing and not doing anything dumb. And I hope he doesn't have the COVID. And if he does have the COVID, I wish him a rapid recovery. And I hope he is healthy, as we have seen many, many people in the NFL and otherwise recover quickly. That we have seen many not, and it's those cases are sad. And we've still got to be respectful of what is going on in our planet. But in Trent Brown's case, I hope that he's okay. That said, if his big dumb ass did something to expose the rest of the offensive line to the COVID, and we got to sit out a bunch of players in a game against Tom Brady in Kansas City and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when they're coming to Vegas, come on, Trent. If the calf wasn't enough and now you got the COVID going, killing me with that. Killing all of us. I mean, and I'm not saying that to not killing us, but you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying. All right. I digress again. Sorry, I'm injecting my own opinion in a lot of this stuff. I can't help it. I haven't seen you guys in a week. I got a lot to say. And I want a lot to hear from you. Keep it coming, guys. All right. Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. Oh, man, the chat is amazing. If you guys aren't in the chat, you got to get to the chat. YouTube.com/MurphsFanCave. All right. Let me take a breath. All right. Where was I at? That's what when I inject my own opinion and I lose place. The time off has allowed us to pause and take. Oh, there we go. Full strength. Okay. I was mulling over what we need to do in order to mount a real challenge for the playoffs. And Papa Joe says, stop trying to be PC. Okay. Was I? Okay. Well, I don't know. I did call him a big dumbass. There is big dumbass. What Michelle said. So I don't know how PC that is. Sorry. My emotion. I'm a Raider fan. I get emotional about this stuff. All right. I was mulling over what we need to do in order to mount a real challenge for the playoffs. And the main thing that came to mind was stay healthy. If the group can stay relatively fit for the rest of the season, we are very much in the picture for postseason action. Elsewhere around this league, Elsewhere around this league, this is the time that I would be yelling at Jeff for stuttering on emails. Elsewhere around this league, teams are now positioning themselves in their respective divisions. The Steelers, Ravens, and Titans have started very well in the AFC and NFC, and the Seahawks look all-conquering at this stage. The worst divisional leader has to be the Cowboys at 2-4 NFC least. Amen, brother. And how about this, dude? The Steelers and the Ravens Steelers and the Titans are playing each other this week. Both undefeated teams. That's going to be a legit game. Pay attention to that. Taylor Lewan out for the season, torn ACL. Titans are still going to have some challenges, but this is going to determine who the contender, one of the big contenders is in the AFC this week. That's going to be a huge game. Of course, we're going to root for our boy, Will Compton, number 51 over here, until they play the Raiders and we whip their ass. All right. Sadly, the COVID's still hitting the world hard. There have been already numerous fixtures rescheduled by teams this week and have been altered accordingly. Who knows what's going to happen? Should more games be affected? The league bosses could have some tough decisions ahead. Yeah, you know what? On that front, like I said, I was going to stop injecting, but I'm just whatever. I'm just going to talk. We got time tonight. It's just you and me. Something interesting about that. Like, what's the deal with the NFL trying to adhere to the schedule of the 18 weeks and like getting the Super Bowl played that second week of February, blah, blah, blah. Like, who cares? Like freaking basketball and hockey and baseball is just getting over now. It's October. Like, come on, well, who cares if the freaking Super Bowl gets played in March? Does anybody care? No, we're not gonna be watching anything else. It's not like they're gonna be playing Augusta or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got to push it out, NFL. What the heck? You got time. We all have nothing but time. We're all in our homes still, a lot of us. Stretch it out. You got to play more Tuesday games? Play more Tuesday games. Raise your hand if you hated the Tuesday game. Yeah, we loved it. Tuesday night football. Bring it. What else are you going to do? Watch Big Brother? I don't know. I don't watch Big Brother. But you know what I'm saying? Like, bring more football. Sorry, that was a big digression there. All right. This weekend brings a new challenge for our boys, but one I believe we'll overcome. The Bucs do look like a decent team at the minute. Their defense looked very impressive against the Packers in Week 6. Yeah, boy, did they. Whew. We all know what Tom Brady can do. Despite that, I think we'll beat them by 10 and head to Cleveland at 4-2. Oh, how nice would that be? Because the way that Cleveland will look strong there, but then Baker went all Baker, and so they're beatable. As Arnold says, If it bleeds, we can kill it. And apparently Baker bleeds because that was not a good game, not a good show for him. I have a BRT Sizzler update for you. Okay, cool. So Paul is the official Sizzler scorekeeper. So the best email, best phone call, we award each and every week a Sizzler award that goes out to the best one. And Paul keeps a running tally for us. And so here we have it. It's named BRT in honor of Big Raider Trucker, who won so many that we stopped keeping him eligible to win the Sizzler award. So it's now named in his honor. There have been 72 BRT Sizzler awards handed out to date, and the current standings are 7, the top of the list. Let me go from the bottom up. With 2 wins, Kevin the Raider Nerd. 3 wins, B-Dog in a Pasture, Pirate 1975, Raider Born Rico, Raider Ramon, Rev Raider Ron, and Ty Tada Raider. 3, Coach Davis, Eye Patch, and Kilietas. 5, His Lordship, Paul Edgerton in Shropshire, Mississippi, and 7-time winner. Everyone's chasing the king, and I'm not talking about King Henry. I'm talking about Houston Raider Steve with 7 Sizzler awards. Kiljadas has had which leaves 21 awards, or 21 others with 1 award each. Kiljadas has had a remarkable few weeks. He won his 4 awards out of the last 13 awarded, and he's won 3 out of the last 4. The man is on fire. One question for you tonight. With the trade deadline approaching, November 3rd, I believe, if we had to strengthen one part of our roster, what would it be? Or do you think we'll stay as we are? I'll answer that at the end. Let me go and finish off your email. Before I finish tonight, I'd like to pass my best wishes to Raider Juan. It was great to hear you on last week's show, my friend. Stay strong. Love and best wishes from the UK. Absolutely. And we all amplify that. And Raider Juan in his battle, with his health challenges that he has. Stay safe, Raider family. RFR family. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, Paul Edgerton, Shropshire, Mississippi. Polly Award winner 2019. Foggy Glasses Award winner 2020. BRT Sizzler scorekeeper, proud made man, and 5-time winner of the BRT Radio Sizzler Award.
Paul! 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 Paul!
Paul. Paul.
Paul! 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 Paul!
Paul.
Paul! Paul!
Paul.
Paul! Claude! Claude! Claude!
Paul.
Paul! 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 Shit, Paul! Paul!
Paul, your name Paul?
Hello? Paul. Hello? Paul.
I met him with Paul. Who? Paul.
Paul, yes, Paul.
Paul's not here. Hey, Paul. Paul.
Hi. I'm Paul.
All right, good stuff there from Paul. And so he asked the question, what moves would I like to see the Raiders strengthen? What moves would I like to see the Raiders make to strengthen any position in this now coming up on the trade deadline? Well, pass rush, clearly. I mean, you got to get after. We saw what happens when you got after Patrick Mahomes, and we got after him in a really interesting way by only rushing 3 guys a lot of the times, and then putting Arden Key out there as a spy, and a handful of the other things that the coaches did defensively to create pressure. And we saw Max get to Mahomes. And so clearly, not just Mahomes, but everybody that we're going to play. I mean, Tom Brady, what is the one thing you can do to shake up Tom Brady? Put him on his ass. Like, he hates it. He's not used to it. You know what I mean? He's used to the star treatment. And it doesn't matter what sport, what, GOAT you're talking about. If it's him, if it's that giraffe neck sucker Peyton Manning, if it's Dan Marino once upon a time, if it's Michael Jordan, they don't like to get touched. They think that they're above that stuff. And so put Tom Brady on his freaking ass, and that would be amazing. So I think that you could do that with pass rush. Now, granted, we just signed David Irving, and I don't know if he's going to be in the game in Tampa or not, but it's not just those players, it's all of them. And so I think you got to create a pass rush. But here's my, I'm not going to call it a bold prediction, but here's my Murph wish list, if you will. And guys, if you listen to this show long enough, I don't get caught up in big free agent, oh, that guy's a free agent, we got to go get him, or we got to go get that guy. We got to go get that guy. Because we did that forever as Raider fans. And what did we get? We got, Javon Walker, Justin Tuck, Richard Seymour, right? It didn't really work out. Carson Palmer, it didn't really work out for us when we chase players. That said, here's my wish. Julio Jones. Let that simmer for a second. The Falcons might be selling. The Falcons are literally making fun of themselves now on social media. Like, they're in prime set for a big-time rebuild. Big-time rebuild. I see OBJ, Todd Clements mentions in the chat. I love that idea, but the Browns aren't in a rebuild. The Browns are building. You watch Atlanta tear that team down in the next year or two. You know what I mean? Now that with they fired Dan Quinn, like what, 3 games in? Like, I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if Matt Ryan moved somewhere, and I wouldn't be surprised if Julio Jones moved somewhere. And what a perfect compliment to the Raiders receiving corps. Then there couldn't be a better one than Julio Jones. Like, I think that would be amazing. I don't know about the numbers. I don't know about any of that kind of stuff. I haven't thought of it past further than I know the man's name and I know what he's capable of and I know what it would look like. So that's where it settles. That's just, again, a crazy, crazy thought. But I'm saying Julio Jones. All right, let me go ahead and hit a break here, and then we will jump back into the voicemails.
Hey, what's up? It's Brockman from The Rich Eisen Show.
And it's Del Tufo from The Rich Eisen Show.
You're listening to Murph and Mosh on Raiders Fan Radio. Yes!
Absolute made man. Great friend of the show, Sugar Shane. Sugar Shane dropping $20 on us tonight via Super Chat. 100% of that is going to go to the One Nation Foundation. Thank you so much, Sugar Shane. And 100% of the money that we get tonight, along with everything else that goes into the One Nation Foundation via PayPal and all Cody's amazing work, 100% of that money is going to go to Allison King and her cancer battle, and we are already above $1,000 on that in the GoFundMe. So thank you, or that we're going to give to the GoFundMe. So thank you, Sugar Shane, man. That rocks. Sugar Shane has become, as so many of you have, great friends of the show. This thing literally is family, and that's everyone in the chat room tonight. We appreciate you. We appreciate your emails, your voicemails, your interaction all throughout the week, Facebook, all that stuff. It's just awesome. Thank you so much. Ron the Mater is in there. Rodney Jackson. What's up, Rodney? Raider Jeff, one of many. The Big Easy is in there. He asked about what's up with his made man status. Didn't we make you? We made you like 3 times, Big Easy. Big Easy, yeah, I know. I think we made you twice because I forgot. Or I forgot and then we remade. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure we made you. Jeff is, or not Jeff, but Greg's the one that really is going to be waiting around for a while. Franklin83 is in there. Aaron the Q-Dog Raider of the Capo. Tyrone Graves is in there. Michelle Sweat. Todd Clements. Sugar Shane, as I mentioned. And we appreciate Matthew Mangus is in there. Foxy Scorpio. Thank you for joining us each and every week for Raiders Fan Radio. All right. Thanks for hanging in with this podcast selfie. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for the encouragement on the rants. I'm feeling ranty tonight. Michelle Sweat. She mentioned about my rants tonight. I'm feeling ranty. I'm fired up, man. We beat the Chiefs. You know what I mean? So I got a lot to say. And especially on some of these other NFL topics, man. If you can't tell, I'm kind of a junkie about this stuff. All right, but let's get into the voicemails. Take a breath. I start talking fast too. Let me get to the voicemail. So we feature your voicemails on the show every week. And you can call us if you want to be featured, 909-345-3346. We play your voicemail 3 times. You become a made man or a made woman like Michelle Sweat, like the Queen Haley in Scotland. Tonight, I believe we have all made men. This is an all made men voicemail segment. A lot of these were left over, not a lot of them, but some of them were left over from last week that we didn't get to, that were coming up right up until the show start. So that's another reason I wanted to do the podcast selfie tonight, was to make sure that we got all the voicemails in. And so we always start this segment with the Capo. He is Aaron the Q-Dog Raider. He's the man that leads the made men and the made women. And let's go ahead and check in with the Capo.
Greetings, Don Murphy, Larry Marsh, on the boss Sonny, Sergeant at Arms the Sizzler, Big Raider Trucker, Mojo for When the Universe Speaks, Ramon the Mean King, Swag Jeff, Ron the Mater Raider. Nation, although the Raiders are quickly improving this season, one hurdle to their success remains Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady. Like virtually everyone in Raider Nation not named Josh, I really can't stand TB12. And it was a fumble. Brady is still considered the QB measuring stick in the league, or a marital aid, depending on if you ask me. Now, no matter if you like him, love him, or hate him, and we can't hate him, Brady has been the NFL's version of excellence of execution as embodied by legendary wrestler Bret Hart. On the other hand, we have the Silver and Black, who finally are turning the corner after nearly a generation of futility. Now, the offense is clicking on all cylinders, led by DC4, who recently exercised condiment-colored demons in the Arrowhead Stadium, and mercurial running back Josh Jacobs. The Raiders will have to have their work cut out for them, obviously. I mean, as mentioned by Emiliano, the big Raider trucker from Raiders Fan Radio, the Tampa Bay defense is one of the NFL's best, and that's duly noted because they registered 22 sacks and 42 total quarterback hits. DC4 will be facing everything, that we think that, he's going to have to fear because, up until last, outing, I mean, he really hasn't shown up under pressure, and it's going to be staring him in the face. So he's going to have to be on point whenever he has to get, his downfield throws, which he displayed against the Kansas City Chiefs, Ruggs III and Aguilar. Now, even more concerning than the Bucs defense is obviously TB12. He's definitely got everything that's necessary to carve up Paul Gunther's defense. And Raider Roo, I'm sure he's available for comment in the chat. Now, if Baby Clellan, Mo Hurst, and the Condor can keep up the pressure on TB12, the Raiders have more than a puncher's chance. Chucky continues to confront, his past demons as well, and we're along for the ride with him. Now, things didn't go well in Foxborough a few weeks ago, but inside the Death Star, it might just be a different story versus the Golden Boy. Now, DC4's numbers are among the very best in the league after 5 weeks. He ranks 6th in passing yards with 1,442 and second in completion percentage at 73.1. Furthermore, his yard per attempt is 8.2, the best of his career, and that includes 2016. Defensive end David Irvin was signed Tuesday. He played under defensive line coach Rod Marinelli with the Cowboys. The Iowa State product, was suspended 3 times in 3 years, but there are a lot of positives he brings to the table. I mean, back in 2017, Irvin registered 7 sacks in just 8 games before suffering a concussion in Week 13 ending the season. He played 37 games from 2015 to 2018 and recorded 12.5 quarterback takedowns. That's got to be welcomed out in the desert. Now, let's talk about rookie first-round cornerback Damon Arnett. He's been placed on the reserve COVID-19 list, and you can't help but wonder if he caught the Rona by getting a salon treatment for that red dye he got put into his lettuce a couple of weeks back. Now, he should be able to return back and stay in the back of his away jersey back on Week 8. #SoulGlow. The trade deadline is fast approaching, and the Raiders could be making some moves for the following: Carlos Dunlop, defensive end, Cincinnati; A.J. Green, wide receiver, Cincinnati; Julio Jones, wide receiver, Atlanta; Nod the Big Raider Trucker; or Damian Harris, as I would like to see him reunited in the backfield with J.J. Now, for my fantasy football league update. Damn it! Rest in peace to former Raiders offensive lineman Mario Henderson, who reportedly died at the age of 35 this past weekend. He played his college ball at Florida State from 2003 to 2006, and he was taken by the Oakland Raiders in the 3rd round of the 2007 NFL Draft. He played with the Raiders for 4 seasons. Now, the hit list. Ice Cube. And I'm going to park his ass right next to Mike Dicker. He going to stay on the list. Respect goes out to Kevin the Raider Nerd, B-Dog and a Passion, Raiderborn Rico, Haley from Scotland, Watts Raider, Sugar Shane, Bobby Wasabi, Raider Homer, His Lordship, Paul from Shropshire, Mississippi, Eye Patch, Rev Raider, Monster Mash Ken, Running Bear, Coach Davis, Raider Lim, Raider Cliff, Oso Raider, Big Easy, Raider 1975, Fabricator Gill, Wild Raider, Death Row Steve from H-Town singing song, Amangus, brother to be named later, Splatterhead, Potfit, and the fan club list. Roof.
That's why he's the capo, man. Aaron, the Q-Dog Raider. And, hey, so I love it that he puts Ice Cube on the hit list there. And so hence it was a good day playing in the background. But I'm an old school guy. So, like, I'm saying I hear you, Isley Brothers. You know what I mean? Like, that's footsteps in the dark to me, man. But I appreciate that. Aaron, the Q-Dog Raider. For those of you watching on the YouTubes, the fan cave cam died. So I got one camera on, so now you got to look at the face that's made for radio here while we're going over the voicemail. So I apologize for that, but great stuff there as always from Aaron. And yeah, man, interesting stuff about David Irving. We'll see what kind of impact the young man has. They're not testing for weed like they used to, so I think he's going to be okay. I think we're going to be okay there. So, all right, next up, I've got Rico. Now, Rico emails his voicemails in, if that makes any kind of sense. So I'm going to play this. I haven't had a chance to preview this, so I hope there's no bad words in it. We're just going to go with it.
Hey guys, Ready Bon Rico here. So first of all, I want to say this victory feel good for all the nation, but especially feel good for all the part of the nation that, like me, never stop believing. That, like me, wake up Sunday morning strongly believing in our abilities and to be successful, no matter who or what we are facing up to. Just that morning, in fact, I was speaking on the phone with my best friends. We were talking about faith and the faith for protect your brothers, and I opened my eyes on Sunday. I think Henry Ruggs III had the chance to make a name for himself today as our first pick. First time against a division rival in his first season as a Las Vegas Raider. So we have finally a wide receiver after Timmy Brown. I think Josh Jacobs have to establish himself like one of the hottest running back of the league. That DC have to show he is the best quarterback we have since Gannon stepped out from the building. That from 2014 we are back in the football talk without being a joke, of course, thanks to him. I think that Chucky had to prove he is the man on a mission as a true Raider, leader, preacher, and guru of our team. I think the defense have the opportunity to confirm what we were talking during the offseason. In other words, the ability of getting the ball back based on the type of gameplay we were setting up for the type of players we've been signing in the free agency. Basically, what I was thinking was, if we've been saying a lot of time that the new dynasty have to rise, well, this is the time. Anyway, we fixed the problems we had. No butterfingers, Uncle Mosh, if you feel me. No repetitive or expectable plays. The veterans we have in the backfield like Lawson and Mullen showed they have pedigree. We stopped the run with good linebacker cover. And most important, we kept going this ability that we have that I was telling you in my last message, which is the ability of containing the quarterback. So also Kermit, like Newton and Allen, have his worst performance against us. Probably Froggy have his lowest passing and rushing rating against New England, but in the summary was the worst because he had his first interception of the season and his lowest pass percentage with 22 completed passes on 43 for a loss. By the way, Miss Piggy and Kermit going all cocky on 4th and 7 and fail was my favorite play of the game. Last things I want to say, I want to call out Jonathan Abram. Next game, you have to show you are part of this dynasty. You were in the 24, and this means a lot. I mean, without going back too far in history, Mr. Charles Woodson had a stellar rookie year. He was injured, so take this as your first year for shining silver and black. With all that said, let's not lower our guard down. Let's reach the excellence and keep winning. I love you all. Go Raiders, and I'm out.
I love it, man. I love it how Rico brings his own theme music, man. I love it, man. And Capo doing that as well. Appreciate you, Rico, man. Appreciate the voicemail as always, my friend. Keep them coming, man. I love it. If you don't go to the YouTube,
America, go to the YouTube right now.
If you don't join us on the YouTubes, youtube.com/MurphsFanCave. Every Wednesday when we do this, the chat room is always hilarious whenever Rico comes on, man. I love it. Like, hide your wives and your girlfriends. Michelle says Rico's spitting. Somebody in there said that, like, it's Italian sound like a chorus of angels or something. Anyways, it's so funny in there. I try to pay attention to as much as I can, but it's not as much as I would like to, but I always go back and read it. And the chat is just amazing. And so appreciate you each and every one of you joining us each week in the chat. All right, so let's get to a couple voicemails that takes a run at me. And I welcome it because, like I said at the top of the show, like, we don't do this show because want to sit here and, be in an echo chamber and hear a bunch of opinions of people that are like-minded. Like, just because we got microphones and we do a YouTube podcasty show thing doesn't make us right. It just makes we're just passionate Raider fans with an opinion, and we want to hear your opinion. So if you don't agree with us, like, bring it, man. And so Coach Davis brought it this week, and he brought it twice.
What up, Murph, Uncle Mosh, Swag Jeff, Capo, Aaron the Q Dog, Raider. It's your four-time Sizzler Award-winning made man, Coach Davis, checking in. And what's up, man? Murph, you and Swag last week was having a little conversation about our fearless leader, our captain, quarterback, Derek Carr. And I'm going to go ahead and let somebody else address this situation with you. Harley Raiderette.
What's up, Murph? I don't understand why you need someone to tell you why Derek Carr is a good quarterback. Don't you have like 4 eyes or something? Can't you just use one? Didn't you see that 350-yard game last Sunday against the Chiefs? It's amazing what he can do with a wide receiver. Even a 13-year-old could see that.
Love y'all. We out.
All right. Much appreciate Harley Raiderette. Call us 2 more times, Harley, and you can become a made woman here on Raiders Fan Radio. So I appreciate the opinion. And yes, I do have 4 eyes. And I definitely used one of them to see that Derek Carr can be a fabulous quarterback. And I don't want to say fabulous again. I've said fabulous like 6 times tonight. That's not my normal vernacular. But anyways, yeah, he's awesome. Like, we love Derek Carr. Like, this is not the place where you're going to find people that hate on Derek Carr. All I do is ask questions. And I think that when you consider what had happened, what had transpired before we played Kansas City in Kansas City last week, it was fair to ask questions. This isn't like, I'm not a hater, man. This is like, the 3 guys that populate the fan cave, and for the majority of the people that are around the show, like, we're positive people. Like, you're not going to hear us whining and like complaining and being boo-hoo. And like, I'm the guy that says, don't invest in the team on the field, invest in Raider Nation as a whole. Don't let the performance on the field dictate what your fandom is going to be. Now, look, I get just as emotional and bummed out and disappointed when we lose, but that doesn't alter my fandom, right? And so that's all it is, Harley and Coach Davis. Like, I'm just asking questions because I don't like it when our team has a losing record. I don't like it when the Chiefs are the best team in all of football. I don't like it when we can't win the division. I don't like it when the one time we had a playoff shot, Derek Carr got hurt. Now, it's not his fault, but all that is like, it's just us asking questions. And unfortunately, when you're the quarterback, you're the prime freaking candidate for, commentary. And that said, Derek Carr played a beautiful game last week. Beautiful. Like, you will not hear me criticize that man anymore in terms of his performance on the road, especially in Kansas City. That was the biggest monkey off of his back. I said it going into that game. This was a game where careers were going to be decided. You don't think that Paul Guenther coached his ass off in that game for a reason? Maybe even John Gruden, definitely Derek Carr, the offensive line. Our team came to play. Now, I'm not saying that was because we as Raider fans were being overly critical, but I'm saying that they were feeling it. Just like we were feeling it to the point where we started asking a lot of questions, they were feeling it. They realized it was a thing, and our freaking team went out there and balled out, answered every single damn question, and God bless them, and I hope they follow it up. Now, just follow it up. Don't follow up the Saints game with a game like Buffalo. Follow up the Chiefs game with another one of those against Tom. Like, I know it's not Tom in a Patriots uniform, but it's still freaking Tom. It's still smug-ass Tom. It's still, who's the 4th down? Tom. It's still tuck rule Tom. It's still all that. And like, well, I got respect for what he's accomplished in his career because he's one of the most, if not the most decorated, not regular season, but postseason wise, the most decorated player in all of NFL history. So I gotta have a certain amount of reverence for that, but he's still a smug ass. I still don't like him. He's still Tom freaking Brady. Let's go bust him up, man. Put him on his ass, put him down early. He must go down hard, Al Davis style. Let's freaking go, Raiders, man. I'm fired up. Now I'm gonna get into some Buck stuff here in a minute, but first, let me give Coach Davis a little bit more room here. Come on, Coach Davis.
All right, Murph Nuts and Swag Nuts. I'm going to go ahead and address this conversation y'all was having last week. and I'm going to address it with all due respect. And if for 1 second you don't believe that once I say with all due respect does not give me the right to say whatever I want after that, it damn sure does. It's in the Geneva Convention. Look it up. All right? So, look, man, I should not have to convince y'all that Derek Carr is a good quarterback. I don't understand why y'all want to keep talking about the win-loss record from 17, 18, and 19. All right? 17, we promote a freaking offensive coordinator from a quarterback's coach. Within 3 games into the season, everybody know what's coming. My own mama has been a Squealers fan ever since as long as I can remember, and she still don't understand who has the ball. Do we have the ball? Do they have the ball? Like, yeah, Big Ben's in the lineup. He's a quarterback. Oh, okay. But, yeah, she's sitting there watching our game. Somebody, it's going to be a running play. It's going to be a short pass. Why'd they do that? You know what I'm saying? Anybody could see it. Blind Fury could see what was coming. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, also, Derek Carr has some broken bones in his back playing through the season. You know, we had it was a bad season. All right? I'm not going to put it on Derek. Our offensive line all of a sudden can block no more. Whatever. 2018 instead of Chucky. Everybody want to talk about this is year 3 of the rebuild. It's not. It's year 2. The first year was a straight implosion. He exploded the whole thing, destroyed it, right? Didn't bring back Crab. You know what I'm saying? Traded off Cooper. Y'all really thought we was going to go to the playoffs and win a Super Bowl with Derek Carr throwing into old man Jordy and Marcel Aitman and running the muscle hamster? Man, y'all smoking crack. All right? 2019. Started off good, right? You know what I'm saying? We lost our number 1 wide receiver right off the bat because he's a psychopath, you know what I'm saying? Belongs in a straitjacket alongside my Aunt Minnie. You know what I'm saying? But now, we're doing real good, right? Until Terrell Williams hurts his little old foot on the touchdown against the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? And then here we go, having to trade for Davis and Zay Jones. You know what I'm saying? All we can do is throw shallow routes and screens and hand the ball off because we don't have any deep threats. The Honey Badger even said itself, we knew everything that was coming. Yeah, because y'all only had to study a third of the playbook. You can't have the whole playbook when you don't have an X receiver in there that can actually do the exposition. You know what I'm saying? What Derek Carr did with Henry Ruggs and Nelly against the Chiefs is what you're going to see all year long if we're healthy. All right? You have to have the deep threats to go deep. I don't understand why y'all can't see this. All right? Okay. I'm done ranting on some real stuff. I love y'all. I respect y'all. I love this family. Mosh, Capo, all the made men.
All right. Appreciate you too. I didn't cut him off there. I don't know if that was him hanging up a little bit early or if he was just like getting out before Google Voice got him, but we appreciate you too, Coach Davis, man. Much respect, much love, man. And I always appreciate the feedback, man. Again, like I said at the top of this thing, like we're not in here to always want to be right, and we want to hear different viewpoints and opinions. And yes, and I do get all that stuff, but much like I just talked about a couple minutes ago, man, I think that there's also a case to be made for you got to make everybody else around you better, you know, and if you're the quarterback, then you're it's the most glaring example and you get more of the blame and you get more of the credit, but it's your job. It's the most, high profile position in all of team sports. And so that's where the criticism is going to go, or at least the attention and the conversation. And I think that it's very important that you make those around you better. And I was, from my read on it is that there wasn't a lot of that going on the last couple of years, but there is now. There is now. The declarations that were made, the I'm tired of losing, the flag plant, this is it, the line in the sand, whatever you want to call it, it's coming to fruition, man. DC's balling, and he deserves the respect, and he deserves a lot of as I mentioned, quarterbacks get too much credit. He gets a lot of credit on this one, man. That is no joke. Going into KC and beating KC in their own crib is no joke. They're like the best offense that this league has seen since like the 2007 Patriots. And we went in there and roughed them up. That's legit. So I hope you're as fired up as I am, Raider Nation, man, because it was just last Sunday was absolutely beautiful. And not last Sunday, it was 2 Sundays ago. And then hopefully this upcoming Sunday against Tommy Boy on Sunday Night Football, please. Prime time. Okay, actually, I'll tell you what. Let me do this. I'm going to go and get into this real quick before we get into the rest of these voicemails. I'm going to give you some good news. Sonny and I did our quote. Actually, let me take a breath. Let me get a breath. Let me play an ID here, and then I'm going to get into some stuff with you.
Hey, Raider Nation. I just want to say hello to Pastor Mondo of NationMinistry.net. You're listening to Raider Fan Radio with Uncle Marsh and my brother, Murph. Just win, baby.
All right, for those of you on the YouTube, again, I apologize. The fan cave cam is out, so we only got the one camera here, so it's going to be on me. I apologize for that. But all right, let's get into a little bit of this Bucs game coming up. So here's some interesting stuff. We called it the Sad Sack episode, where Sonny and I gave you all the dreary stats around the Raiders playing Kansas City, and especially at Kansas City, and what it's looked like and what it looked like for Derek Carr and whatnot. And it was not a good outlook. And that's why we went into that thing thinking like we don't stand a chance. Well, then we did, and we did well, and Derek Carr did well, and the coaches coached their ass off, and it was a beautiful game in Kansas City. So they turned the tide, right? They changed the opinion. They changed the narrative. Well, coming into this game, we got some good news. So I left you with all that bad news going into to that game. Let me give you some good news going into this game. The Raiders versus Buccaneers. Regular season record, the Raiders lead the series 7-2. At home, the Raiders are 5-1 against the Buccaneers. On the road, the Raiders are, of course, 2-1. Postseason, I don't even need to bring it up, right? We all know what happened in that one, and the Buccaneers got us in the Super Bowl. The last time we played Tampa Bay, you guys remember this game? The Dread Pirate Roberts game, Seth Roberts in overtime? This was a great game. This was 2016. This was the high-flying Raiders. We were all on cloud nine this season. Remember that? Until, unfortunately, Trent Cole broke Derek's leg. We won that game in Tampa Bay 30-24, and that was October 30th, 2016. So interesting. It was almost to the day 4 years ago. Now, on that day, Derek Carr passed, listen to these numbers, 513 yards in that overtime win. That is an individual record. Also, team record set that day. Most net yards passing in a game, 498. Most yards penalized, 200. Most penalties, 23. That's not a joke. That's a Michael Jordan. 23 penalties. Tied for most yards gained in a game, 626. Now, if you need some more good news, here you go. Derek Carr is 10-6 in primetime games. He's 8-2 at home for those games. He's 1-4 on the road, but this is a home game. And then, of course, he was 1-0 in Mexico City. And here's the last thing. I'll give you some good news. The Raiders have won 4 straight primetime games. They have won 5 straight primetime games in 2013 to 2016. But as of right now, we got 4 in a row. So we got a chance to tie our recent history and win our 5th primetime game.
Patrick Claybon with NFL Network here. Hey folks, I know 3 things you might like. Do you like football? Do you like the Las Vegas Raiders? Do you like listening to things? I'll add a 4th. Do you like swag? Well, here we got Swag Jeff, Murph, Uncle Mosh. This is Raiders Fan Radio.
What up, Murph, Uncle Mosh, Young Swaggo, this is Rev Raider caller from Jersey. Murph, get your sensor ready. How about those cheek? Get the out of here. Or come over there and slap that strawberry pastry out of daggone Andy Reid's hand, boy. Yeah, it was a good week. I'm soaked about it. We handled our handle. We did what we were supposed to do. And that's what I like to see. Defense, we bent, but we didn't break. We did a lot of great things the way we was pressuring his butt all day, all in Mahomes' face. That's what I like to see. Want to see more sacks, but he's a little bit of a mobile quarterback, so I'm cool with it. Love the way we went with the offense, man. What can I say? They thought we called their bluff. They tried to play us like we wasn't going to go deep, and they got smoked deep, you know. I guess Tyrann Mathieu, he got to think about what he said last year, that we're so predictable, you know. Hold that. And again, Cynthia Freeland, put that in your mathematical stuff and smoke it. That's all I'm gonna say, man. I'm super happy. You know, I think a point in the game where I realized that we really had it and we was about something was in the second half when our fullback, when he came out in that little pass and he knocked that dude's helmet off. I was like, yeah, we want this dub. You know, but souped about it. You know, now we could rest up going to the bye week. You know, love the show as always, fellas. I'm going to holler at.
All right. Appreciate you, Rev Raider, as always, from Jersey. And, man, as I mentioned, we got all made men for the calls tonight, and great stuff from there from Rev, man. And I'm with you, man. That Alec Ingold, I forget who the defender was, man, but him taking dude's helmet off, like, oh, that was money. That was old school. You know what I mean? And I'm a big fan of Alec Ingold anyways, just because he wears 45 and he's a fullback. It reminds me of Marcel Reese. But, like, because he's kind of got some of that athleticism, right? Like he kind of reminds you of Marcel Reese at times, that he can get out in the open field and make something happen, but he's still got that toughness about him too, man. Great stuff there from him. And that was definitely one of the cool moments of the week. And that was on Good Morning Football. They do a thing where they do, it's called, I don't remember. It's like, basically it's like their still shot of the week. Like, the Hall of Fame is what they call it. And that was one of them was him taking dude's helmet off with his shoulder, man. That was great. So good stuff there from Rev Raider. All right, next up, we're going to hear from our buddy Kevin the Raider Nerd.
Well. Will you look at that? I send a scathing little email to Raiders Fan Radio saying I've lost faith in Carr and Gruden, and look what they do. They start to prove me wrong. It's almost like, Carr woke up and listened to his podcast, and he listened to RFR that day, and he was listening to that email going, dang, man, Grudy, that nerd really laid into us. What are we going to do about it? I questioned Carr. I questioned Gruden. Said they're tigers that won't change their stripes. And look what they did. They did everything different. The team came together.
Amen.
Everyone pulled together. And they're starting to prove me wrong. Carr was able to show some leadership. He wasn't a Gruden yes man. He actually was seen on the sideline mouthing, do you trust me? And look what they did. I'm happy to admit that I'm wrong for now. I want to see more of it. I want to see them do it again. I don't want to do the whole 2 steps forward and 3 steps backwards. But I was very proud of this team. I need to see more of this. It looks like they're coming together as a team. I want to see Carr and Gruden change things up, take some chances like we saw. We know it can be done. Don't let us down. Do it again. Do it again. The best win, like that one was great. But the best win is the next win. Let's see Carr become elite. Let's let him be in that conversation. Do I have to send another email like I did last time? that winded poor old Swaggy? Because I will. If it takes them to motivate them to do these wins, do it again. Do it again. And I just want to say there was a lot of great plays, man. But I got to say one of my favorites, not a marquee play, but seeing Alex Ingold fight for that first down.
There you go.
The chief defender, his helmet was getting knocked off. And I just want to say, what was one of the first things that Gruden said at his press conference? He said, well, first thing I'd like to know is who's my fullback. Well, Alex Ingold is his fullback. Boom. So proud of that guy. Maybe I have a little man crush on him. Anyway, by the way, Murph, great video you did afterwards. Your mood video. Well done.
Oh, nice.
Go Raider
thanks.
Nation. Raiders, learn from this. And I'm going to say it again. Do it again.
Right on, Kevin the Raider Nerd. Appreciate you, my friend. And yeah, man. So Kevin mentioned my mood video. So after the Chiefs win, you guys have seen the whole thing for those, if you haven't seen it, my part of it, I'm sure you saw the original, is the guy, his name is like Dogface or something. And he's skateboarding down like an off ramp to Fleetwood Mac. and he's drinking cranberry juice. And so there was like, it took off and it became a meme. And like, you know, people started doing all kinds of different versions of that. Well, I did one of myself, and I was on my bicycle because I don't have a skateboard. But I was on my bike and I was riding, and but instead of playing Fleetwood Mac, I was playing the Autumn Wind, and I was drinking Modelo. In fact, I drank Uncle Mosh's anniversary can, the one that I brought him from Las Vegas. The only Modelo I had in the house at the time was Uncle Mosh's anniversary can that I brought him. And so I drank that in the video. So, but anyways, yeah. So appreciate you shouting that out, Kevin, man. That was a lot of fun doing that. Real quick, I want to acknowledge all the wonderful donations that have came in tonight. I want to acknowledge Cody for jumping in the chat and saying we were over $1,000. And this one I'm going to share with Raider Nation. You guys know we keep it real around here. Look at us. That's it. That's what you guys have raised already for Allison King. $1,128 is now already going to be given to Allison King, and we're going to keep this thing going to October 22nd so that your super chat donations, the donations that come in directly, that is freaking amazing. Thank you for the wonderful support that you're giving to the One Nation Foundation. Go to onenationfoundation.net and you can contribute there. Super chat money, we're going to give that away too. Appreciate you. All right, next up, let's get to our buddy Killed Jadis, or as Mosh calls him, Killedas.
Hey, what's up, Murph, Uncle Mosh, Swaggy Jeff, and all my brothers and sisters of the Silver and Black Nation. It's Kill Jadis 907. How's it going? Coming at you all the way up northern Alaska. I am one of the most northern Raider fans in the world, one of the lesser-known YouTubers that puts out Raider videos, Pearl Man, and the Northern Lights of the RFR show. Snow has hit Alaska. Snow is officially on the ground. But you know what's not cold? The Raiders are. Now, normally I was about to call this show and give out a praise burger, but since I don't have enough time, I'm going to get at something that's more important here. Miss Piggy. That's right, Miss Piggy. Brittany Matthews, the fiance of Kermit the Frog Mahomes.
Okay.
She has been a little bit, she's been irritating lately, hasn't she? First, she decided to blast the refs because apparently the refs were totally against the Chiefs the entire game.
Yeah, that was a little misguided. Okay, so here he's going. He's talking about Mahomes as now fiance taking a run at the refs during the Raiders Chiefs game. Like, and I saw a lot of like Chiefs fans on Twitter talking about the Raiders having the refs in their pocket. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you want to talk about short-sighted and not knowing history? There is no franchise in the history of, I don't know, ever that's been screwed over by referees more than our freaking Raiders. We've been jobbed on, like, and not only have we been jobbed by the refs, but in the most critical of situations, and has cost us numerous championships. Yes, numerous championships. Rob Lytle's non-fumble, the Immaculate Deception, the Tuck Rule, just three off the top of my head that cost us championships. Anybody that ever accuses the Raiders of getting the good graces of the officials, you're not paying attention. All you got to go do is look at the index card game against the Cowboys a couple years ago. Here I am going back on a rant again, Michelle Sweat. Like, that is bananas to me. Like, you're just showing how ignorant you are. I almost said stupid. Ignorant, because you're not educated. Like, educate yourself before you start popping off with some dumbass opinions like the Raiders have the refs in their pocket. That's the goofiest freaking thing I've ever heard of in my entire life. We've been getting jobbed forever. Sorry. Your floor, Killedas.
Against the Raiders. Apparently, this this entitled to everything having, anyways. And now she decided to go onto Twitter again with something else. Apparently, an Amazon worker dropped off a package at her house and said, "Go Raiders," afterwards. She decided to take to Twitter and say that she wanted to punch that Amazon worker in the face. Now, first off, that Amazon worker who said, "Go Raiders," he deserves a raise. In fact, he deserves a promotion. I think he's good people. I think he's good people. But first off, she said she wanted to punch a person in the face. This non-athletic having, entitled to everything having, I mean, are you kidding me? Look at her. She looks like she's the kind that would not even make a proper punch. I want her to actually try to punch a Raider fan. Punch one of our female Raider fans. I just want to see what happens. This throwing a tantrum if she don't get her way having, and most likely, she's the kind of person that would probably fall in love with Rico, but then Rico would be like, ew, and then she would probably go psycho. So this psycho bunny boy they're having, horse face looking trick. I mean, tell you what, girls be crazy, especially females that are cheering for a different team. I'll catch you later. Bye.
All right, there's Killiatas. Oh my gosh, so funny, man. So good stuff there. Yeah, man, it's a proper call out, man. Absolutely. And so I appreciate the chat. They're calling me Stephen A. Murph tonight. That's so funny. I think it was Raider Critique that chatted that out, man. So appreciate that. Appreciate Raider Critique. Ron the Materator. Kill Jadis is in there. Tristan Murphy, what's up? What's up, big boy? That's hey, he's a Murphy, right? That's my oldest. That's Lil Murph. So appreciate him joining in the chat. Kevin, the Raider Nerd, is in there. Raider Keith, Big Easy. Aaron, the Q-Dog Raider, is in there. Franklin83. I appreciate all of you, man. That's Foxy Scorpio's in there. Too funny there. Good stuff from Killiatas. All right, next up, let's go. What did Tristan say? I watch football maybe once a year, and I know the officials aren't going to go in the Raiders' favor ever. Come on, stupid KC fans. Absolutely, big boy. You called it. All right, good stuff. And so next, let's go to our man in Houston. We call him the Historian. He is Houston Raider Steve.
Murph, Mosh, Swag, Jeff, made men, made women, Raider family, Houston Raider Steve. Today we honor the Willie Brown. He passed away 1 year ago today. Raider legend, big integral part of the Soul Patrol. He played at Grambling for the famous Eddie Robinson. Graduated in 1963 from Yazoo City, Mississippi, ward number 24, same as Jonathan Abram. And when he was not drafted in 1963, he was signed by the Houston Oilers and cut in training camp. He was signed by the AFL Broncos and became a starter by the middle of his rookie season. All AFL his second season, and he played in the AFL All-Star game for the Broncos. In 1967, he was traded to the Raiders, and he spent his 12 years in Oakland. Defensive captain for 10 of those 12 years, 4 times Pro Bowl, all NFL 3 times, all NFL 4 times, 5-time All-Star, all AFL All-Star game. We all know him in the interception in the Super Bowl 11, Old Man Willie running towards the camera, jumping up and down as a kid watching that INT versus Fran Tarkington in the Super Bowl 11. That's what he's known for, NFL films. Big part of Soul Patrol. Retired in 1978, 54 interceptions for 472 interception yards, 2 touchdown interceptions. NFL Hall of Fame 84, first ballot. He was rated number 50 of the 100 top AFL players. We all remember what he did and everything at the AFL draft every year, how proud we were to see him up there, and then he gave his Mother's Day speech, Don't Forget Your Mother. Great man. One hell of a Raider. Jonathan Abram models himself after Old Man Willie. Today we tip our hat to Old Man Willie, Willie Brown. That's my Raiders vault. God bless. Go Raiders. We love you, Willie. We miss you terribly. God bless.
Amen, man. That great stuff there from Houston Raider Steve. Thank you for honoring the great Willie Brown. One of my all-time absolute favorites, as I'm sure many of you. And not only because of he was this amazing player, right? And even for a guy I'm a middle-aged guy, and his playing career was done by the time that I was, kind of up and running and aware of, football and all that. So, but later on going back and watching all the highlights and watching all the things. And, as Steve mentioned, the Old Man Willie clip from the Super Bowl in 76 with him running down the sideline, one of the most iconic images ever, and calls by Bill King in NFL history, let alone Raider history. And so just the reverence that we had for Willie Brown for his playing career, but then he carried it on. He was a coach for the Raiders for so long. Then he was an ambassador for the Raiders for so long. And he was just kind of always that connection back to the earliest days of the Raiders. Not just there's a lot of connectivity that we still have through players like Biletnikoff and you name it, Villapiano. But Willie was to the time that even predated that a little bit. Willie was just such an amazing Raider, an amazing man. And, the things that he did with Mother's Day during the draft and the sentiment behind that. And we featured that on this show numerous times, his call outs. And thankfully now, the latest great 24, at least until Abram, was Charles Woodson. And he's carrying on that tradition at the draft of Willie Brown. But anyways, I got one little fun thing I'm going to share with you here real quick. When you go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, if you've never been, make it a point. Make that part of your trip. If you're enough of a Raider fan and a football fan to be watching me do this YouTube show, you're a big enough fan to need to go to the Hall of Fame. Go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And I took this picture, and I'm going to put this up on here. Hopefully you can see it. This telegram is at the Hall of Fame, and you can see there it's addressed to Lou Saban of the Denver Broncos, and I'll read it for the audio listeners. This confirms trade between Oakland and Denver Broncos. Willie Brown and Mickey Slaughter to Oakland. What does that say? In exchange for Rex merch and a 3rd-round draft choice. Hold public announcement until Monday, January 23rd. Signed, Al Davis, Oakland Raiders. And so this is, I don't think this has a date on, at least not anything that I could read. But yeah, the most significant, I would argue, free agent acquisition or trade made ever by Allen Davis. Like, amazing to bring in Willie Brown from the Denver Broncos. And so thank you, Steve, for doing that. Great call out there. And let's definitely take a minute to celebrate the great Willie Brown. All right. Gosh, guys, that was the last voicemail. So for the best voicemail, the best email, each and every week, we award a Sizzler Award. And Mosh usually does that. In Mosh's absence, Swago does that. In Swago's absence, I get to do it. And so unless somebody in the chat room like jumps out and says that there's some major oversight here, and there were amazing calls. I mean, we had all the great emails that came through tonight, all the great voicemails that came through tonight. But I'm of the opinion that, look, I said it earlier, like, I'm not afraid to have someone take a run at us. I'm not afraid to have someone disagree with us. And when you're Harley Raiderette, your dad might be a crazy Raider fan. You might just be along for the ride for now, but you're willing to get on a voicemail and call the show and ask me to see with one of these 4 eyes, all I got to use is one eye to see that Derek Carr was a great quarterback. I like it. Much respect, Harley Raiderette. You're the Sizzler.
I am the Sizzler.
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 Sizzler. We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders!
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
Oh, ho, ho, hee, ha, agalo, agalo. All right, appreciate each and every one of you joining us live tonight for Raiders Fan Radio, episode number 181. Thank you, Kel Yates, for the one more super chat on the way out. You was hoping for 3 weeks in a row. Your call was great, man. I'm just going to say this. I'm a big fan of the Macho Man Raider Savage, so maybe some more of that. But no, much respect to Harley Raiderette for calling in. Thank you, Coach Davis. Thank you all the emails tonight, all the voicemails tonight. We so much appreciate you. Oh, Title Raider in the chat says, we forgot Greg. You're right. I did forget Greg. We need to make Greg. But, I got the outro music playing already. We got to get out of here. So I'm not going to have time. We'll get to it maybe next week. Thank you, Franklin83. Thank you, Michelle Sweat. Thank you, Raider Flash, Mike Lee, Ron the Raider, of course, Daniel Mangus, Raider Critique, Big Easy, everybody that joined in the chat tonight, all of your super chat, all those donations. We already raised the big money for Allison King. Let's keep that thing going. Also, Town Business in the chat tonight. Ask when I'm going to reconnect with Mikey. Mikey and I will be back with Mondays and Mikey Murph soon. Mikey's had some PC issues and some technological problems and whatever. So we haven't been able to do that show, but we will definitely get back with that show soon. So thanks to all of you that are in the chat tonight. Thank you for those of you that subscribed to us, to the audio feed, to the YouTube feed, even the folks that weren't in the chat tonight participating, but are just kind of lurking back and watching. Max, I see you, boo. Thank you to all of you tonight. Appreciate you. Keep the donations coming. OneNationFoundation.net. Raiders, let's go whip the Bucks' ass. Let's go get Tommy Boy. Thanks for putting up with the selfie, too. The double selfie. Not only just my voice, but the freaking one camera shot. This is crazy. All right, we're out. Good night, guys.